Hello, you guys. I am starting my presentation. I just did it, but I didn't know I didn't record my voice, so I'm redoing it, and hopefully I do the same amount of time. I am Veronica Luna. This is Jade Dragon Cup, portfolio assignment number 1. A little heads up, my pronunciation on a lot of things is terrible. I'm naturally bad at pronouncing things. I over try. So, the Jade Dragon Cup was actually really interesting and fun. Very short article I gotta read, and I really couldn't find much information about it, so bear with me. Objectives: identify what Jade Dragon Cup is and its significance. Who are the Timurids? To illustrate what, when, and where and how it is made. How jade affected the Silk Road. And Jade in the Lubbock. Like I said, I didn't find much, but I found some of it. So Jade Dragon Cup. It was found in made in Central Asia, Samarkand, Uzbekistan. I believe it's made around there, possibly, hopefully. But from the information I found, it looks like it was made there. It was made around the 1430s. It was valued for its protective powers and beauty. The inscription in the cup indicates that it was owned by the ruler of the Timurid Empire from 1447 to 1449 by Beg. So he didn't really get to be part of the empire, the Timurid Empire, for long, but there's more to that. So, like I said, it has protective powers. By its protective powers, it means that it was believed that the jade would crack if it came upon poison, which I don't know if it's actually true because, well, later on you'll see why I don't think it can be true, but we'll see. It's just my thought. Let me stop saying sorry. Beg's cup is oval, more like a small bowl than a cup. It's olive green, natural cloud-like markings, and its glossy stone texture. Beg possibly owned this cup to protect himself from assassination. And the dragon cup reflects Ulf's taste for Chinese decoration. As you know, Chinese love to do dragon figurines. Although this cup did not protect him from what had happened to Ulf, his own son seized power in 1449 and had his own father, Ulf, beheaded. I don't know if I'm saying that. I'm probably saying that so bad. I'm sorry. Where is this cup located now? It is located now at the British Museum. So if you ever go, you'll probably end up running into this famous cup, and it was his cup. Let me see. Did I skip anything? Nope, I did not. All right. Let's move on. Who are the Timurids? It's not much information. It's just since it was found by a Timurid ruler, I decided to add a little bit of it. Timur the Lame was a war leader, which he's like, it was a small Turkish tribe that eventually conquered all of Iran and Central Asia. Ulugh is his grandson, so that means his grandfather is Timur. So that's how he was able to rule Timur, the empire. But this empire was established in 1370 to 1405. It didn't really end in 1405, but it kind of went downhill after Timir's death. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, Ulugh was an astronomer, and he should just stick to that because he did better at astronomy than being able to rule an empire. That's how his own son kind of beheaded him, and made himself ruler. I know, that's sad. I'm sorry. I should not start off like that. What, when, where, and how is jade made? So jade is all mineral, which is nephrite and jadeite, which can be found in Khotan, probably saying that wrong. It is remarkably green, but there are other colors such as milky white, turquoise, faded lavender, opaque red, and golden yellow. Jade was first used from 6000 BCE, 5th and 4th century BCE, but in the 1st century BCE, pure white jade became available from Central Asia with expansion under the Han Dynasty in 206 BCE to 220 CE. As you can see in the picture, there's a whiter dragon-like figurine. Chinese jade is really rare, so it is believed. Isn't this one? I don't want to affect it. Never mind. You'll find out the next one. But Chinese jade is really rare, and it's excavated from mountains and picked up in riverbeds. It is one of the toughest. Yes, jade can be used to create tools, since it's really tough. It is one of the toughest materials on Earth, actually. So, that being said, it cannot be cut by a metal knife. So it was shaped using a cord sand acting abrasive. So since this, do I have done this part? Sorry, I'm looking through my notes and I don't want to skip over things. I could have sworn I had it somewhere. Well, it was so valuable. Okay, got it. A lot of time and effort was made to make these things. That's why its value was so high. Like, imagine not just using a cord to make these, and beautiful pieces. All right. Oh, see, I missed a spot. I'm sorry. Jade objects were frequently buried with the dead. So this is how valuable jade was to Chinese people. The fact that it had dragons and stuff like that. I mean, it's like they kind of had it like a protective beauty kind of effect, but it was so valuable to them that it had to be buried with them. And I think that's pretty neat. But to the pictures, it's a lot of dragons, a lot of details. Those are vases on the below. I could have added some cups and some bowls. I saw many of them. The effect of jade during the Silk Roads. Jade was used in the Zhou and Han dynasties. Khotan remained an important source of jade for China. And that being said, it's the origins of Silk Roads lie in the Chinese desire to acquire jade after the local supplies ran low. I can't remember if it was a previous lecture I saw or 2 lectures ago. Or I probably read it. But Chinese didn't really need, no, I did not read it, I'm pretty sure I heard it. Chinese didn't really need a trade until the currency went low, or paper money, or however the currency was. So jade being a big part of the Silk Road, or of the trades, was a big impact. I believe that the origins of the Silk Road lie in the Chinese desire for jade. Jade became a landmark for Chinese, and the trade of jade has been happening for at least 3,000 years. Evidence of Khotanese jade is found in ancient Chinese tombs, which may be one of the oldest traded objects in the world. I also believe silk was one of the biggest. I mean, it's a name. It wasn't the Jade Roads. It's the Silk Road, sorry. That's just my thought. Jade and the Blue Book. I tried looking for Jade Dragon and the Blue Book. I skimmed through it. I ended up getting the online book, hoping to find it faster, and I couldn't find anything on Jade Dragon. It was not mentioned, and that being said, I also looked into the GBC databases. I really couldn't find anything. I found a really good archaeological book about Jade, and I was hoping to find something about the Jade Cup, but that wasn't really, it wasn't mentioned. Like, I looked everywhere. I looked at many pictures of Jade, which I wish I kind of copied and took them and put them on this PowerPoint, but yeah, I didn't do that. But in the Blue Book, it did mention Jade, like Jade itself, how it was, and it was mostly traders would sell Jade. It was mostly about trade, how royalty owned lots of Jade. Most females wore as a fashion piece or an accessory, you like to say, just like the earrings to the right. There was also the exchange of jade and silk is better than swords. So that really says something. Just those two combined, better than swords. I mean, you can't really protect yourself with jade and silk, but people would rather buy it rather than a sword. If that makes sense. I really wish I found more about it in the book. In the book itself, jade was mentioned 6 times, or in 6 pages, not 6 times, 6 pages. And I mean, it would have been 9. There was one about the jade gate, but I googled an image and it did not look like anything made out of jade. I didn't really look more into it, but I think it's an Eamon. I believe it was. I can't remember. I didn't really read about it, but I thought that was interesting. The Jade Gate was mentioned in the Lu book, not Jade Dragon. Fun fact: the Chinese equated jade with purity and indestructibility. Metaphorically, like, I feel like Chinese are superstitious. I'm not being against anything. I'm just saying I feel like they're very superstitious, and they believe that adding figurines to their jade, like, where is it? Sorry, I had it right here. Has revealed that jade figurines of phoenixes, dragons, and other animals were mostly made for, like, protectivity, but also believe that the stone represented the 5 qualities of every man should strive, which is kindness, rectitude, wisdom, bravery, and purity, which I found really interesting. Like I said, the Chinese have all these thoughts, and it's nice how, like, I don't know, they could have said something more manly. Like, they didn't have to mention kindness. It could have been like, I don't know. But the fact that they add wisdom, kindness, bravery, purity, all this stuff, it's just, you could tell they're all for good intention. And before I end this, I know there was something else I had. Let's see if I find it. I don't know. I guess people would go great lengths in order to have the jade. So, I mean, they were willing to go for such a desired object, which they did, and there was also something else. Oh, okay. Found it. When I meant that jade became such a landmark of Chinese society that it became ingrained in the culture. For example, in the West, people say someone is good as gold or has a good heart of gold. In China, gold is not considered the most precious material. Something very good would have described being jade. That's what I mean. Jade became a landmark for the Chinese. And I meant to add that in my lesson notes, but I found that after and I forgot to add it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thank you for hearing me rambling and talking. Sorry. I'm hoping it's very clear. I'll find out once I hear it now. Thank you guys. I don't know how to end this.